Okay, so I just finished reading A Marriage at Sea by Sophie Elmhurst. And it inspired me to go through our emergency ditch bag and supplies, which we haven't done since we bought the boat at least 2.5 years ago, almost 3 years ago. So yeah, I definitely needed to go through it, and I'm glad I did. So let me show you our emergency supplies and what we have. So we have a spot right in here where all of the ditch and emergency supplies go, and I've laid out our supplies. They're inside, there's these 2 bags, and I've emptied it all out on the ground here so you could see what we have. Lots of glowing lights. This packet, apparently it changes the water color so that I guess it draws attention. We've got lights, we've got duct tape, air horn, knife and forks. We've got several forms of lights. What I did find was these glow-in-the-dark necklace. They are completely broken in like a bunch of parts. It's good for nothing. This is trash now. I'm gonna throw that out. We've got flare guns. And in here, a bunch of flares. And we have inside there is another bin full of flares. So we've got quite a few flares. This piece here gives a GPS location. Battery, another light. This is in case someone goes overboard. Throw that out. And it helps to, actually, no, to pull them up onto the boat. That's what that's for. Got a can opener. And I'm assuming this is like a reflector to call for help. There's another one that I saw, a smaller one. What I don't know is what these are for. It says patent pending, and they're just like these flimsy things. I think it's like to open something. You can like, I'm not so sure. I don't know what that is. Some straps. We've got 2 of these bright, like things so people can know who you are. Cups with zip ties, bunch of trash bags, fishing hook, which after reading the book, one of the things that happened is they forgot to have fishing hooks in their equipment. And so I am going to actually put more of those in because that's definitely not enough. I've lost enough hooks to know. And up here we have emergency food. Each of these bricks is food. This is actually a couple of pounds worth. It's kind of heavy. And it's like a cereal, vegetable, glucose biscuit kind of a thing. Not sure how tasty that is, but it's food. All of these, we got a lot of water. This is all a bunch of water. 1, 2, 3 of them. We have these like blankets to keep you warm, thermal things, right? Yeah. A first aid kit, emergency first aid kit. This is cool. Some batteries that are in like an oil to preserve them. So that's pretty cool. Well, here's the other little mirror reflector that I came across. So you go like this and it, reflects. Compass. And we've got all these little bung holes for holes. More beacons. And our emergency life raft is this, which we would throw overboard and it makes an emergency life raft that we could live in. And we would also deploy our dinghy. So we, like in the book, they did both of that. They did that as well. So I do have some things that I want to improve here, update. One thing I'm going to do is add some fishing stuff like I mentioned. I need to do some for medicines. And I'm going to create a list, an emergency list as a reminder, because in the frantic moment, if something were to go wrong, I would want something to easily check off and to make sure we get everything and that we each have our tasks to do. So that's my plan. And this is our flare it has all the different flares. In the book also there was a problem where the flares didn't work, and so this is relatively new. We did buy this
No,
uh,
not new.
a couple of years ago. Not new?
No,
We bought it a couple of years ago.
those are new.
Okay. Those are the new
Those are
flares.
our new flares. These are untested. They expired.
Oh, 2016.
Yeah, better to have
2020 they expired.
better to have expired flares than no flares.
Yeah. Well, in the book, they didn't work, so important to make sure.
Yeah, these are good until
We want to make sure they're not expired.
27.
27. One more year. Dang, we're gonna have to get new ones.
yeah, they make LED flares. We don't have to use these any. You can get different ones that are not as. You just got to replace batteries.
Okay, cool. So several years ago, I bought one of these Yoyito little hand reels for fishing, and it has I've added a little hook, and so I've decided, since I have 2 of these, I'm gonna add this to my emergency supplies because it's a perfect way to do fishing. Okay, we've also purchased these GPS systems.
This is a personal GPS that we would put on our when we're on night watch. And then basically, if you open this and activate it, it sends out an AIS signal that can be received when like 20, 30 nautical miles. Really depends on where it is, but it'll basically broadcast. So if someone fell overboard in the middle of the night, you would pop up on our chart plotter, and I could find you.
Okay.
This is a personal beacon, which is registered to us. So in the event that you go overboard, you pull this on and it sends out a beacon to the satellites so that you can be found.
Okay.
So it's just, that's for on night watch, you have to have that on you.
Yep. And we also have this emergency EPIRB, which sends out a signal once it touches water.
Similar to the first
So we have a couple of versions of this.
That's for the boat, and the other one's
This
for the
is emergency for the boat, though, yeah.
little broad.
So we also recently bought these new life vests, which these would attach to. In case we go overboard, it would send a beacon. This will inflate, so we float, and then it calls GPS emergency, lets people know we need help.
You enable these.
And yeah, so some of our equipment. So now that I had the chance to go over and review all of our emergency equipment, I'm curious to all you boaters out there, what am I missing? I would love to hear from you to find out, is there something critical in all this gear that I need to have? I do have the medical stuff. That's a bag that I keep in the bathroom that I would have to grab. But what else? What am I missing? Let me know. I'd love to hear your comments.